Right, we're just days away from the All-Ireland Senior Camogie final with reigning champions Galway taking on bid. It's 1-1. They've played against each other in the final the last 3 years.
Wow,
1-1 in a bid to retain the O'Duffy Cup.
Joining us to look ahead to Sunday Showdown are Cork's Ashling, Thompson, Galway's Shauna, Healy and Camogie Association President Brian Molloy. Welcome, guys.
Sitting beside each other.
Yeah.
Not awkward
and it's very
at all.
friendly.
Yeah.
It's all very pleasant. Brian, so this Sunday in Croke Park, the final takes place and you're hoping to get record numbers of people in attendance. What has the attendance been like over the last few years?
Yeah, we're under 30,000 the last couple of years. Our record is just over 30,000, so we're hoping to push up close to 40,000 if we can. So it's a big shout out from our perspective to everybody who's associated with Gaelic games in any way, shape or form, but also anybody associated with female participation in society, in life, as well as in sport. One of our most celebrated supporters is Ciara McGeehan from the athletics side of things. Lots of our players are involved in athletics, are involved in rugby, are involved in soccer, are involved in ladies football, all across the spectrum. And this weekend is the last of the 4 All-Ireland finals, so we're calling on everybody. This is their last opportunity to get to Croke Park. It's a great day out with your family, with your workmates. There's a huge focus, obviously, on female participation in business. So we say to those people, well, actually, if you want to support female participation, if you want to support elite female performance, these are who you should be supporting. And there's no point saying you support them or nodding at the telly now and going, he's dead right. You actually have to buy a ticket. You actually have to turn up on Sunday and be there and support them. So we're hoping we will get a huge turnout from across the spectrum, from the GAA guys, from the ladies football ladies, great win for Galway obviously on the weekend, and all across all the different sporting organisations. We want them not just to come, but also to call on their supporters to go and get a ticket and go on Sunday and support these women. It's going to be a fantastic day. Like, the 3 games are going to be very competitive. These two, as you've said, there's been only 1 score between them on both of the last 2 games. So I have no doubt it'll be a cracking game on Sunday. Such
a huge rivalry between Cork and Galway over the last couple of years. One apiece over the last... You're the holders, Shauna, at the minute. Won it last year. So tight. And following on from the women's success just at the weekend and the Gaelic football, obviously, as well. So the pressure is on.
Well, look, it is what it is. I mean, the women were fantastic at the weekend. I mean, we were just talking about it off air, and we were just saying, like, how incredible it was for Galway football. The ladies are, you know, they're phenomenal. Like, we see them there in the gym. They're in the same gym as us. So, like, we see the work that goes into it. So there's a good buzz around. I wouldn't see it as pressure. I just think it's great for the ladies footballers, and sure, look, it gives us an extra bit of an edge and a bit of a buzz, so we're looking forward to Sunday.
Ashling, is this your 11th All-Ireland final, I believe?
It is. I actually didn't realise, only someone had mentioned it to me the other day. So yeah, I think it was 13 out of 13 seasons, 2 semi-finals, 11 finals. So
that's not a bad record, is it? OK, so listen, for you going up against Galway, obviously winning it 2 years ago, losing last year, hungry to try and do the job this weekend?
I think so. I think it's with any team, when you lose an All-Ireland final, like, there's always going to be a lot of, you know, I suppose disappointment for one thing, but maybe frustration on our end, especially when you feel like you mightn't have got the best out of yourself on that day. And, you know, we all know on All-Ireland final day, that's the day you'd love to express yourself. And when you don't do that fully, I suppose as a unit, like, it was extremely disappointing. But we also had a huge turnover in the panel this year. I think we have something like 14 players that dropped out of the panel from last year, and 7 of the starting 15 from last year's final are gone. So it took us a lot to kind of, get going, I suppose, initially in the year. We actually nearly faced relegation in the league and then got knocked out of the first round of the Munster. But in fairness, the girls put in incredible work over 7 weeks. They ended up winning their 3 championship games, winning the semi-final the last day. So, look, the girls have been absolutely incredible, and to make it to an All-Ireland final is just a dream come true for them.
What's the mindset like now in the lead-up to the final? Like, how did you feel about the performance in the semi-final against Tipperary?
Obviously very proud. Again, it's a very proud moment because we never really knew what way the year was going to go for us. the season in particular. So, you know, there's obviously aspects to the game that we'd be very disappointed with, but on the flip side, very happy with our first half was exceptional, our second half not so much. So, but look, you want that, you want things to work on going into the final, but the main thing, especially for the younger players and the new girls on the panel, is to try and enjoy it as much as they can. I know that's very hard when you're new, because Croke Park, it's such a daunting place to go. It's like being thrown into a ring at times, like that's the way I'd like to describe it. So, but there's plenty of experience too around the camp and trying to bring those girls on, and as I said, trying to get the most out of the enjoyment, because it's such a special day. Like.
Well, it's huge, and like to play an All-Ireland final, this is the one that everyone wants to be involved in. All the work, everything that goes into it. I know, like your coach has been told you've got a few injuries in Galway as well. The pressure of trying to go back-to-back winners again with, you know, Cork hot on your heels as well.
Yeah, look, we don't think too much about that now. We're just looking at, you know, the performance and I suppose getting the best out of ourselves, and that's really all that's all we're chasing at the minute. So, and you know, everybody's flying at a training there. The mood is good. You know, as Ashling said there, it's all about enjoying it. And these days don't come around too often, and it's really hard to get back to Croke Park. Like, it really is.
Listen, we saw all the success of the football for the men's and the hurling and everything else as well. You're built to different stuff. Like Shauna, like the girls, like what you go through a lot of for training and the commitment and stuff as well is enormous. Like, just read, you had a little boy, Billy.
Yeah.
You were back training after 8 weeks, is that right?
Billy is 2, and then Pippa came. The little girl, and then Pippa, she is just over 3 months, probably closer to 4 now. But I went back with the club. First and foremost, and then I got the phone call to go back, and I said, sure, look, why not? If nothing else, I can provide a bit of experience and look, drive on the girls that are beside me, the younger girls, and I've really been enjoying it. I really am. So, yeah, look, I've great support at home.
Sorry now. I have a 7-month-old, so we need to really not brush over how enormous this is. You were back training that 8 weeks. And sorry, by the way, she mentioned off air casually that you had hyperemesis when you were pregnant and continued to train all throughout that.
Well, yeah, look, I think the exercise was kind of my medicine. I forgot about being sick.
It would make you feel better.
Wow. Exactly. But no, look at it was, and plus I had a toddler at home, so I didn't get too much time to feel sorry for myself. But no, look at, I've great support at home.
Commitment you need, yeah.
Yeah, it is. I've great support. 2 sets of great. You know, the grandparents are mighty, and then Dara, my husband, obviously as well. So
shout out to the grandparents.
Shout out to the grandparents.
They're great.
Yeah, they're
we couldn't do without them.
Brian, as president, though, like it's what's remarkable about this amazing sport and the people the girls who are involved in it.
Yeah, like I said before, I'll never apologise for advocating for these women. What they put themselves through, and they don't get the support that they deserve, and they don't get the physical support on the day that they deserve. There's a lot of talk about support for female participation. There's a lot of talk about support for elite female athletes. But we actually have to get more people used to and normalise filling Croke Park for ladies football, filling Croke Park for these ladies in the Camogie finals. We've 3 matches. Obviously, this is the top billing, the senior game, but we've 3 matches. We've Cavan, we've Armagh, we've Laois and Antrim in the Premier Junior and in the Intermediate. Like, there is no reason why anybody who has any interest in sport, any interest in female participation in sport and in society wouldn't go to Croke Park on Sunday. And that's the shout out, because you hear yourself, and any time I'm sitting beside these and listen to what they put themselves through and the effort they put themselves through, and at the end of the day, there's still, no matter what we do in terms of modernisation of society, the women still tend to take a disproportionately high role in terms of the running of households and being involved in caring, whether it be caring for those super grandparents or caring for their own kids. And yet they go out and they perform at the elite level. And you saw the final last year, the previous year, the last couple of years. Let no one say that it's not an absolute spectacle at the highest level. The physicality, the speed, the strength, the skill. These women have it, and they're delivering that on the top stage.
Actually, listen, you've been a great advocate for the game for the number of years as well, and even doing things outside of the game. And just recently you're part of that show, Uncharted with Ray Goggins as well, like over in Bolivia. Another challenge. You like throwing yourself into uncomfortable situations. How was it?
We were asking you, is it actually that hard? And you said it really is. You're not getting sent away to a lovely hotel at the end of the day.
That's it. Everyone thinks probably when we go to sleep at night that we're staying in fancy accommodation. I can fully tell you there was nothing fancy about it. Thrown into the middle of the jungle. I think we had actually trekked height 100 kilometres on foot over 3 days.
Oh my God.
With 20 kg on our backs.
So that's the sort of training that you need to get to the final.
From the altitude training, like, I was absolutely hopping.
Do you reckon you were fitter when you came back from it?
Yeah, like, even because I'd be, you know, you track it away there on the watch, and like, I was just looking at my cardio levels or whatever, and they were just sky high, like, and it was literally just from the altitude. But we spent the bones of, I think, 7 or 8 days. Again, no phones, no electricity, no running water. Like, you're running on scraps, but. And then obviously we had the glacier climb, do you know, the climb of Wynapatozy.
You really are made of different stuff, honestly.
Right. So do you reckon you can do it this weekend?
Sure, look, the All-Ireland finals are there to be won, but as you said, it's going to be a cracker. There's nothing between the two teams, so we won't disappoint.
They're so diplomatic. Exactly. There'll be no diplomacy like that this weekend. Really looking forward to listen to the Glen Dimplex Camogie All-Ireland final. It's obviously this Sunday in Croke Park. If you do want to get tickets, please do go out and support to get them on Ticketmaster. Brian Molloy, the Camogie Association President, thanks so much for coming in. Ashling Thompson from Cork and Shauna Healy from Galway. The very best.
Thank you.
Cracker of a game. Right, still to come, from teaching English to publishing his debut novel, Andrew Cunning is coming up with his next novel. We'll see you in a few minutes. Bye-bye.